Something that's about to drop, literally is dropping, is coming to the game tomorrow, is the hard mode of the Faction Wars. This is a mode that I've tested slightly, I tried a couple of things, and here's my insights. Here is what I've learned, here's what I've experienced, and I think we are facing, or we're gonna face, a challenge way bigger than we expected. Let's have a look at it. Hi, Senda here and welcome to another raid video. In this case we're in the test server and we're about to try a content. I'm filming this on a Monday, this patch is coming tomorrow. We're in the test server and we're about to test the new Faction Wars hard mode. Here we have it, Faction Wars. As you can see, I have everything open. I've claimed all the rewards, including the final reward, which is Polara Fireheart, a champion that you're gonna have a guide in this channel as well. If you're lucky enough to pull her either today, tomorrow, we'll go a bit over that as well. But basically here we're to test the difficulty of these Faction Wars. Have they gone overboard? Is it a fair difficulty? And first of all, I want to see that this is not the final version of it. I mean, when I was playing here, like I've been playing for 6 years, when I was here, when they introduced the regular Faction Wars, and when they introduced regular Faction Wars, it was incredibly difficult. To the point that they had to nerf them, if I'm not mistaken, like twice. The first time that they got released, I think like less than 1% of the player base managed to get Lydia of how hard it was. And obviously the people that managed to get Lydia were the Mega Kraken, the big spenders, and these, like I said, 1% or even less than that were able to complete it. Then they reduced a bit the difficulty and it's the Faction Wars we know now. I'm not sure, but something's telling me so, that at some point they're also gonna tweak a bit the Faction Wars. Because there's two big issues here that I've seen, okay? First, the first issue is to be able to complete them. Let's try, for example, a faction that I don't think I have bad champions for it. Let's try the hardest level just for a test. I don't think I have bad champions here. For example, let's get rid of this one. Let's put a Genshin. I'm pretty sure they're all ready to go. I mean, they're all geared for like late game. In this case, you can see, for example, Lady Mikage, how she's geared. 6 pieces, all like mythical, 6 stars, some of them with ascensions. Here's Ninja that I use for a lot of content. Ishiyama, also from the faction. HP Nuker. Here we have Kyoko. I mean, all the gear is plus 16, 6 stars. I was about to say all the champions with masteries. Okay, she's not with masteries, but all the rest is with masteries. Everyone fully booked. Okay, so this is for an account that has been playing for 6+ years. My best champions for this faction. Let's try it. Let's give it a go, and you're gonna see that there is 2 big challenges here. The first one is going to be completing and finishing this stage, okay? We're just going to leave it full auto, like the same way we do with the regular Faction Wars, full auto, and let's see what happens. First of all, we can find a wave here. We can see they're already nuking me. We can see here Mythical, Ancora, Narcissus. At least, thank God, they're not fully ascended. But like you can see, my champions weren't badly geared. My champions were probably as complete as possible, with good gears, sets, versatile for a lot of different content. As you can see, I haven't even managed to kill a single one of them. So this is the first issue that I see, and is difficulty in terms of stats or champion combinations. Maybe 350 level is way too much, but this is point number 1. Point number 2, and for me point number 2 is more important than point number 1, because at least point number 1 we can more or less go around it with things like the Great Hall, specifically the one for a live arena. Right now it's pretty easy to upgrade the Faction Wars bonuses. They don't require many of the crests, many of the badges, so it's pretty easy to max it. If you start doing live arena in a month, 2 months, you're gonna have all the Faction Wars fully ascended, which means a lot of extra bonus. So maybe that's the difference. Maybe that's one of the differences. The second point is this, and basically in order to get Polara, if you want to get her, we're gonna need to clear with 3 stars every single stage every single one of the stages. And there's some of them that are incredibly difficult, or I think they're a bit, I don't know, they're a bit crazy. Let's start from the very beginning. These ones are doable. These ones are okay, more or less, we can do that, blah, blah, blah. But they're all different. For example, in this case, place 10 plus stun debuffs. For this, we need two things. Either one, champions geared with the stun set, or champions that place stun on their kit, which is fairly doable. For example, we have champions, if we filter for debuffs and we're looking for stun, we can see there is options. For example, Mikage, it switches forms, and AoE, easy. Okay, first level, pretty easy. Let's go on the second one. Provoke debuffs. Okay, more or less also seems doable. Debuffs, come here, provoke. And again, we have some epics that are able to do it. Even this guy that is super useless for pretty much anything, he's able to place one stun. But the more we go up, there is some of them that are especially tricky. Land 40 hits on enemies under leech. Okay, this is more or less doable as well. Let's try this one. This one, for example, I think is insane, and it loses completely the point of AoE nukers. Don't land any weak hit. This means that in order to face green champions, we need either blue, magic affinity, or spirit affinity, because if we get a red one, if we get a force affinity champion, we have a 33% chance of landing a weak hit, which means fucked. If against the force affinity champions, we need either red ones, force affinity, or green one, spirit affinity. If a blue guy, let's say ninja, by mistake on his A2, that is 3 hits at random, he hits and touches Uko, and Uko lands a weak hit, that's it. Stage ruined, we're not gonna get the 3 stars. And the same, blue champion, magic affinity champion, we need either blue champions or red champions. Any other champion that is able, for example, I don't know, Ishiyama is the hard hitter one here. It's gonna do an AoE hit. What happens if I hit Reiselberg and I land on the 33% chance? That's it. And I can completely discard this try because I'm not going to get the 3 stars because it's a champion that attacks AoE. So this is one of the big things. Like, does this mean that I'm going to have to manually A1 Ishiyama every single time because I'm too scared to land a weak hit? Sounds like it. And this wasn't even the 20. This was like the 16 or the 17. Let's try the 15, for example. Beat the stage with all champions alive at all times. And here we have Rotos, we have this faction unity. This means I cannot die with any single champion at all at any time. What does that mean? I have to change all my champions, full 4 pieces stun sets on every single one, try to block completely the enemies, so I'm literally impossible to kill. Is this the way of going? Also, like a bit of a crazy requirement. Use at least 3 epic champions. Okay, this seems more or less doable since it's lower stages. But there are some of them. Defeat 3+ enemies while they're under 10 debuffs. 10 debuffs is 10 different debuffs. I'm gonna have to come here and start counting. Okay, how many does she place? So we have 1 sleep here, 1 stun, 1 weaken. Okay, we have 3. Then we have 2 more here for 5. Then we have decreased defense 6, HP burn, freeze, and I have to place 2 more. In this case, I don't know, Ishiyama, fear, decreased damage, and crit rate. Okay, this is 10 debuffs. I have to place 10 debuffs first. The enemy at this level, with these stats, they cannot take any single turn, because we can also see here the crazy bonuses they have. And I have to kill at least 3 enemies under 10 debuffs at the same time. Yes, we can use the poison set, that's gonna help us as well, but it's not an easy feat to do. And towards the end, things get even crazier. This was pretty crazy. Don't let your enemies use any active skills. What does this mean? This means like the enemies have to hit us with A1 every single time. Who do I have an account late game, low mid spender that's been playing this game since almost the beginning, that completes the whole single content, Hydra, Chimera, Curse City, literally everything. What do I need? The enemies need to not hit me with any active skills, only with A1s. What is the only thing I can do? Full control, full provoke sets on everyone, or What was what I was looking for? Negative effects. We can look for example, block active skills, which it will prevent the enemies from using any skill. Who do we have? Oh, great. We only have one champion and it's a pretty shitty champion and he's able to do it. Am I gonna have to put all the copies, all of this? Is this the way Plarium is thinking of me beating this content? Or even, okay, we don't have this skill. These debuffs. How can we do it? Increase skill cooldown. Oh, who do we have? Jinro. That's it? I mean, is this the way of doing it? Full copies and this and full manual every single one? Or you need a Yumeko? Is the only other way I can think of. We come to the Shadow King. The only champion that is going to be able to completely block and neutralize the enemies is Yumeko with this skill. Does that mean we need, what, 2 Yumekos, 3 Yumekos in order to beat this content? Otherwise, good luck? This is my point. This is where I think it's going to be way more difficult than we thought. I think they're gonna have to be, I don't know, taken down a bit. I mean, this has been insane if you ask me. And like I said, some of them are doable, some of them are completely stupid. Like I've just seen place more than 60 debuffs or of leech, is that what I just seen? On top of the difficulty of the waves that we've seen that is not easy. I mean, it's not easy. And the final one, what do we need to get 3 stars on the highest difficulty? Clear the stage in 200 turns. With the HP and the damage and the champions I have, cannot do this. I'm not going to be able to do this in 1, 2, 3 plus years. So it's an incredibly difficult content. It's not going to be for everyone, and not even a very late game account I have any chance against some of these stages. Not even going to say bosses, some of these stages. How am I going to apply 10 simultaneous debuffs with regular champions? Or how am I going to place, I don't know, 60 leeches if I only have one champion that is able to apply it? I mean, I think they went slightly overboard on this. I think time will tell. Hopefully, I don't know, we were able to gather a bit more of feedback in the next coming days from the community once everyone has tried and everyone has seen this insanity and they've been like, mate, this is impossible to do. But that's a matter for another video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks a lot for watching, a recommended video over here, and I'll see you on the next one soon. Bye bye.